Hi, I'm Scott Teplin, and I'm trying to make a YouTube video like where my face is in the beginning and my hands move a lot because it seems to be that's what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to show you a quick little, I'm going to give you a quick little tour of this book. This is a sketchbook I made in 2013, 2014. I have about 30 of these, and they're all handmade. And here we go. Here's the book. I think I started it around 2013. I hand bound it. I've gotten better at binding sort of since then. It's a little loose, but I do that so that it lies flat when I want to scan images in. So this is something that I used to deboss on my. This is vegetable tan Nigerian goat skin. And the paper is all Fabriano Artistico 90-pound hot press watercolor paper. And I deboss it with this image that I totally stole from this Atlas of Surgical Operations from a long time ago, the 30s. That's on the cover, so I I totally ripped it off because I love it, and I used to do that on all my sketchbooks, and I'll probably do it again on maybe the next one. Anyway, so this is it. Started 5/9/13. Thinking of, I think I must have had a zit, so thinking about acne, lancing it, and what's inside. Chemistry. Oh, this is me binding the book, I guess. Pizza flag. This is pen and ink. Pepperoni eyes. Still thinking about that zit. I think this is from that Dan Clowes story from a restaurant. I think it's Ghost World. Oh, this is me remembering from when I was a kid, and we went on a little boat tour in Hawaii with my family, and this guy was cooking us dinner, the captain of the boat, and he drooled in the salad while he was making it, and my sister and I saw and didn't tell my parents, and they ate it and we didn't. So that's Captain David. So there's a lot of anatomy in this sketchbook. The booby hatch, that's really stupid, I know, but that's what a sketchbook is for. Oh, yeah, so I've done artist books on liquid, solid, and gas. In this case, peas, poos, farts. A lot of flatulence in this sketchbook. So this, I did a way larger drawing that I'll superimpose. It's all about how when you have to fart and you have to pee, if you do one, you don't have to do the other as bad because there's sort of competition for space inside your body. This is pen and ink. Oh, yeah, I guess that's Alexander Hamilton in 2013. I guess while I forget who wrote Hamilton, but maybe while he was writing it, maybe he had already written it. I don't remember. I don't know. A lot of underpants. This I was commissioned by a former Judge Judy producer to do a donut in the shape, well, for him, and so I did it in the shape of a gavel, and this is the final. More intestinal stuff. A lot of these have been made into larger drawings for really no reason. This was made bigger. I guess that's like a pickle lung. I guess I try to make it look like black rubber instead of the village people, the villi people. You know, villi is the stuff in your intestine that increases the surface area so that your digestion is more efficient. More underwear. This was an art director who I worked for once who didn't get along with. Oh, I did a bunch of these. I'll show you some here, larger. Corn. Thigh bologna. There is a gas station where I live, and it's called the Island Pumper, and I don't know why I think that's hilarious. So I did a lot of Island Pumper drawings. These are, I guess they're dictator donuts. That's Stalin, Hitler, and Kim Jong-un. This I did really big. This was my big Island Pumper sketch for the big drawing. I did it, actually, I did it so big, I did 4 feet tall in pen and ink and watercolor. I guess tubernatural, I thought it was funny instead of supernatural. I don't know, when you're sitting and you're working in your sketchbook for hours on end by yourself, you start to think really stupid things are funny. Working on island. More donut sketches. Oh, this was McSweeney's, the publisher in California, did a oh, it was for Portlandia, actually. It was a terrarium foraging page in a kid's book or something. I'll show you the final here. I did some installations with, oh yeah, so I make these, I haven't for a while, but I have hundreds of these little handmade Sculpey donuts that look like butts. I have bags and bags and bags of these that I've made art installations out of, and so I was trying to figure out how to install some of them. At a gallery. I think this was inspired by Renee French. She drew one, and then I drew a version too. Underpants head. Donuts stuck in a cube. No, oh, I've done several versions of really naughty donuts. More Island Pumper watercolor sketches. I think I might have done a larger version of this guy, but I can't remember. I love the word strabismus. I never did anything with that. These were, oh, I was working on a couple kids book for McSweeney's. I did one kids book called The Clock Without a Face, and it was awesome. So we were going to work on some others, but they sort of closed the imprint that publishes kids books, so we didn't do it. I was reading The Gunslinger by Stephen King. These are those lobster creatures from the beach. I was trying to imagine what they look like. Oh God, I don't know what that is. Some scientific donut thing. I was trying to imagine new ways to draw inside the body. So a lot of these are all, again, plans for larger drawings. More of the same. Then I started really obsessing over eyeballs. Oh, I still want to do a really big one of these. I haven't done yet. I like the hairy butt on that one. Gonna have the hairy butt, otherwise it's just fantasy land. This is kind of a more finished pen and ink and watercolor eyeball. I really like doing these. I've done a ton of these. In fact, I did a really huge drawing of a whole bunch of these. Here's another one. Kind of has a nipple for a nipple pupil with a long optic nerve, like a, I don't know. Just messing around with watercolor. There's no ink on this one. That says boobs doodles. I was imagining the pupil kind of coming out. I like those little gross bumpy things backed by the optic nerve. I don't think that really exists. I just like to think about it. I've done a bunch of artist books. Oh, I love how, oh yeah, so this is more notes for that kid's book that I never did, but I would have liked to. Okay, more plans for that book. I should watercolor this page. That looks like kind of fun. More plans. Another pen and ink eyeball with watercolor. A couple more. I don't know what the hell. This time, oh, I like when they kind of smear like that sometimes. I mean, I hate it, but I also like it. I used this for some animation recently. I like taking things apart in my head and then drawing them and then seeing what they might look like. A lot of teeth. I have a couple of human skulls at home. Well, one in my studio and one at home. My grandfather was a dentist, and you know, way back in the day, they didn't have plastic models. They used real skulls to show patients how to brush their teeth. And I got one, partly because most of the teeth are missing. Wasn't that useful? These are more plans for, I think it's something about a guy who has hypochondria, this kid's book, and he wakes up and he starts imagining all the crazy stuff that's wrong with him, and then it turns out nothing's wrong with him. But I do like drawing deformed heads, I guess. They look like candy and guts at the same time. Oh, you know, Christina's World with skateboard ramps. That's the Andrew Wyeth painting. I think it's at the Whitney. So yeah, I still do a lot of these architectural, sort of isometric drawings. Just imagining what would happen with the water. I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, that's a SkyMall. That's an office chair wheel hydration system. Some really stupid thing you'd see in a SkyMall catalog and the back of the your seat in an airplane. Yeah, so this I'm actually doing an animation of, maybe not with all the urinals, but I'm doing a really short sort of practice thing in After Effects about donuts, and that something like that might be the final one. And this was when my kid was 3, and he got the back page.